Howdy, everyone. Can you hear me, everyone? All good? Fine. I got everyone's attention? Great. So this is going to be a non-technical session on adopting Windows 10 and modern client platform. The parts where you might get the technical stuff, I've not been to these sessions because it's not run yet, are these ones. These are covering the adoption process, I assume, of the technical aspects of what I'm pretty much trying to aim you guys for. This is more work in organizational psychology kind of session, how to motivate your employees and how to kind of vamp up the return on investment that you're doing for your deployment. So, as some of you might have intrigued from my chocolate and my troll in front here, I'm from Norway. And anyone been up there? I see hands, wow. And it's over there, guys. And it took me quite a couple of weeks to row my longboat over here. We've done that before during the Viking Ages. Yeah, so it's up north. It's rather cold during this time of year. So I'm really happy to go to Ignite in Florida and get some warm. There is some interesting parts about the things that I want you to have after this session. And I think most of you have heard about the chestnut that if the tree falls in the wood and nobody hears it, did it really fall? Now, if I speak my mind and my ex didn't hear it, am I still wrong? And the same kind of thing you could say that if you really want to do something for your deployment, is it really going to succeed the way that your intentions are? We do things, and you say that we've done deployments in the past, we have a really good idea on what this is. Now, I hope that you really think that your user is not the person that you are. You or your manager probably would say, oh, we're going to have Office 365, we're going to have Windows 10, we're going to have Teams, we're going to have all these features and applications, and that's fine. And you probably want to send them to a training camp, a 5-day boot camp or a course, training course, and that's fine. Your employee might not be interested or motivated for doing that. They might be worried for their jobs. They may have rather low self-esteem. They might not be prepared for that section right yet. And just from my own experience, I thought it was kind of scary going to course and trainees when I started in IT. It was something new. I felt confident and competent doing Windows 98. I had to learn Windows XP. I had to learn all of these new technologies and stuff. And now I had to learn new technology every day. But doing that, moving away from rather being terrified about going to these things and learning all of these new scary technologies, I'm now going to Ignite and present about those. You also should define success. Do you guys have a success definition on your projects? I see one hand. So is success that you got to deploy all your computers within a due date? Is your success rate that you actually have installed Teams during a due date? Maybe, and that is a good definition. That might be a good success factor, but doing the adoption might be an even better one. I'm going to give you a few yay and nay, but mostly motivation is the key. And for those of you who wants to see the blog, it goes here. Motivation is the key. The case I'm going to use as an example is a rather big client of mine. They have users at 5 different continents, multiple time zones, multiple cultures, 3 formal languages that we use, and 80 vessels. So on-prem technology might be an issue in this cloud-decided world. How to do with all these things, because people have different interests. We need to provide new technology, new solutions. We need to make it stable. How to mix between those two. So one of the challenges that I find, and I find these at many customers, is lack of planning and communication. And one of the things that I find very interesting and fascinating in the US is that the Department of Transportation in most states have these guidelines. And these says something about what to expect up front. There's road work upcoming. And they tell you that if you violate something, or don't do as we intend you to do, these are the actions, and they help you, guide you to do the proper action. So they are giving you an expectation, like informing you what they want you to do, and they're guiding you towards that aim. One of the challenges is, for a better word or less of a better word, lack of follow-up. They say, we're going to give you what you need. In many cases, that says that we're going to give you the application and the software. We're really going to give you what we expect you to adapt to. For some people, that might be sending you to a 5-day boot camp. For others, that might be giving you the internal meeting and resources, the guy to go to at your department. So finding those power play people in your department and empowering those to elaborate those who are insecure. So give them, don't give them expectations, and don't do the follow-up. And don't make the users think. Users who are used to be feeling competent at what they do. They feel that I master my work. I'm really good at my work. I clock in, I clock out, I'm a champion. Now you're kind of messing up their routines. You're breaking their day. You're making them think. We used to have on-prem file servers. Now they're in SharePoint and Teams. We used to have Windows 7. What is these apps? Make sure that they don't feel frustrated. The power of frustration might be very strong in people who feel insecure. So that don't make them think is don't make them feel insecure and don't make them feel frustrated. Because most of you guys work in IT. Most of your customers or clients or users don't. They use IT. They don't want to use a software. They want to have been used your software. And if all those things come to an end, it's a rather slippery slope, and it's kind of hard to catch back. Once a project has kind of gotten a bad stamp, it's kind of hard to turn that around. So piloting is really, really crucial. You need a pilot so you don't get that environment all through your organization, because slippery slope. So I mentioned some of the challenges that I've seen. So how might success look like? Have anyone ever done a project or deployment that they feel this was a success? I am really happy. So what one of my customers did was this. This is a big sheet, an A1 print that they had hung up on the wall, and they have clearly some challenges or activities, who they're targeted for, and what's the outcome for you or the organization, and why they exist. So these ones are on a personal level. They want you to take exams. They want you to take training courses. They want you to feel competent. And what is your reward? You get a t-shirt or a movie ticket. Find your clue. But this empowers the employees to feel competent, and they feel that this is something your company values. You are rewarded. If the diploma reward is that the diploma goes on the wall, that might be a reward. It doesn't have to be a cost other than a frame and some inches on the wall. But the most important thing is that you have an activity and who is acceptable for and what the outcome is. Secondly is what the company goal is. And sadly, this part is in Norwegian. I got a question here that, is this session in English? Yes, it is, but this part is in Norwegian. And it clearly says here that it is teamwork. Take responsibility. We take responsibility as a company by doing these things. And for the company, we have complete Office 365 migration for all our customers and all companies. And of course, Windows 10 implementation for the customer. And they completed, because everyone was going the same direction, they had the same goal, and this is something they really wanted. It was really good communication on this. And for the management, how can you address the management in doing this? This is for the end user, right? Well, they also have some benefits. So whenever they fulfill their task, they get to ring the bell, and that's this one. Remember they had vessels? So this is a rather high-ranked prize. Whenever they reach their goal, they get to ring the bell. That's their highest reward. So Success is to plan and communicate what you really want. That could be, we expect from you to be submittable for the information that you need to be productive with a new platform. That might be that you put the employees to training camps. That might be that they have to invent some wheels themselves. I'm not the go-to guy, but giving them some plans and communicate those things. Say, hey, we expect that there might be some minor issues. This is a huge transformation. We're going from this and going to there. We're not sure how those bumpy rides are going to go, but we accept that things will happen. Don't be afraid. Respect. End users tend to respect what they know. You remember the spreadsheet on the prior slide? Once they know what the goal is for, we are using Microsoft Teams to reduce time you have to spend on finding information. We are using this because of that. We are moving to Office 365 and OneDrive for Business because we want to remove the file server so you can have your files anywhere you want. Once the users accept those things, and once they have an underlying understanding of why you're doing those things, they're not getting frustrated about having to do their work in a different manner or a new way. They have a respect for it because you have informed and communicated them why you're doing that, and that's why they respect you to use those things. Make the pilots happy. I mentioned lack of following up, like if you're ever in a situation where you promise something and you don't provide what you promised, make sure that those pilots are really happy. How that might be, give them training, give them course, or give them the gear so they don't feel frustrated about that. For the Windows 10 deployment, for this prior case and customer, that meant that the pilot might get some extra goodies. I'm going to show you in the next slide. And the third part is the bandwagon effect. So what do I mean by the bandwagon effect? What you might see is that people might actually listen to what you say. Hey, I also want to join the pilot group. I also want to do that new thing that we're doing. Don't say, well, but we're only doing a small scope test. Be prepared that people actually want to do what you're designing for a small test group. This might scale out. Don't reject them. Don't turn them away. Because the bandwagon effect is a rather positive thing. And you don't want to kind of say, no, you can't, because you have to wait half a year, because that's when we're doing your department or your user group. And that's like, so they're special and I'm not. So expect that people really want to adopt those things, because for some people that is the ice cream. Not everyone go to take those training courses because they get a movie ticket. Some of them do it because they feel competent and secure about what they're doing. And some of you guys are like, they have a budget for this. Let's say you have $1 million to budget for your deployment process, to adopt to these new technologies. Adding some of those dollars to adoption and to user training, to motivation, to give them new gear, instead of having a 5-year-old laptop you're upgrading to Windows 10, giving them a new laptop might be more. So instead of doing training, instead of doing all these expensive parts, spending less might be more. Addressing those things and accepting that not everyone needs to go to a 5-day course. Some of them actually just need a better laptop to explore the system better, because the one they're having is performing rather sluggish in the new environment. It was good in the current environment, it's rather sluggish in the new. And one of the more interesting parts, and this is rather good study and good research on, is that people in music industry feel competent and they feel more secure because they know their musical instrument. Give them a different instrument or give them a different version of the same instrument and they feel insecure. They have a physical or emotional bond to that item and object. Expect the same kind of reaction to people that you're taking their beloved Windows 7, their secure environment. They are champions in what they do. Now you're taking that away. The same thing we see in people getting their toy taken away, their car taken away, whatever taken away. Do that at work where they have rather nothing to say. People feel scared. So understanding those emotions of fear and not play on those, but accept that they might be there, that people might have a bit lag to adapt to the new platform and give them some slack, that might be worth a while. So what do you want to do for those who walk the extra mile? Does anyone in the audience have something for those special users who take those extra steps, walk that extra mile? I see one hand, two hands. Anyone go for three? Three hands. All right, I see some more hands. There's going to be chocolate for those. So what you might be accepting is that you have your work hours, you're working 9 to 5. Those champions who do those things, who do pilot these systems, might actually be doing two works. They might actually be having two jobs for that period of time. They're doing their financial work, they're doing their HR work, they're doing whatever they're supposed to do, their primary work, and they're doing the adoption to the new system. And these are not tech guys. So what I mentioned was maybe giving them a benefit for trying out, and this might be something that gives you a real return on investment, like hard return on investment. And they were actually considering buying 38 inches and Surface Book 2s, given a current value of give or take $5,000 for those who are willing to do those extra steps. Now, this might be something you should opt into. This might be wrong for your company and organization. The customer that I work with tend to see that making the pilot user feel valued and say, hey, we understand that there's going to be some more hassle for you. Here's a good laptop that makes you more productive. It's not going to be sluggish on the new platform. We don't know how the new platform is going to be. We want you to kind of feel focused on what your task is and give us valuable feedback on that. So there's give or take 3 more minutes for questioning, and I'm going to be around for this area for questions afterwards. I have a troll and a t-shirt to give away, and I see some people that's already started to adopt those things, and I really, really encourage you to focus on emotional behavior on those workers, because the technical implementation is something you've already done from Windows XP to Windows 7. You've already done that from Exchange 2003 to 2000 whatever. But focusing on the persons doing that, and especially in senior citizens or senior workers, they might feel that pain like, oh, here we go again. My name is Alex. Thank you so much for joining.